Hi, it's Laura Giles with Pan Society. Thanks for tuning in, and today I'm talking about remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Now, if you are a Jew or Christian, I'm sure you've heard of that before. It's the fourth commandment. So why is an animist talking about that? Stay tuned and I'll tell you. Hi, thanks for coming back. I'm talking today about the fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. So what does that have to do with animists? That comes from the Bible, which is the book of the Jews and the Christians, right? Well, if something is so important that it becomes a commandment, then maybe it has importance for other people too. Now, this was so important to the Jews that if you violated this law or covenant, you could be killed. It's in Exodus. Check it out. It's serious. So now the reason why I think it's important is because, well, there's this thing that I talk about a lot, the sacred, the mundane, and the profane. So by having holy days, it's a reminder to check in. Because what makes a thing sacred? If everything's sacred, what makes a thing sacred? Mundane or profane? Well, it's your attention. So being mindful and paying attention and giving love and observance and gratitude for the thing keeps it in that sacred spot. So there's 8 times a year that we check in with the wheel of life to just kind of honor where we are, to connect with nature, see where nature is. Are we in sync with her? Do we need to make some adjustments? Can we celebrate that we're still alive? Can we commune with others? Maybe I've been a little too introverted. Maybe I've been too withdrawn in my own business. Our 8 holidays, holy days, are Sundays. Sun is for outward energy. They're for community. They're for love. They're for getting together. So this is a time to get out, be in the world, be seen, be with your family. And our next holy day is May Day. It's coming right up. So it's just in time for you to do a little planning. So May Day starts at midnight of May 1st. So at 12:01 bing, it's May Day. So people will start celebrating on the eve, and then it gets into full swing at midnight. And that's when you start to see the fires popping up. If you lived in the countryside on the hills, you'd see them in the hills. And so these people will have these fires, and back in the day, they would bring them back into their homes to make sure that they lit their house fire from the community fire. You may have seen pictures or movies, or maybe you've done this yourself, of jumping over the fire. So what is that about? So jumping over the fires has to do with fertility. So May Day is a fertility day. Think about where it is on the wheel. So it's halfway between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. So things have been warming up for a while, and the earth is perfect and juicy for planting. Now, Farmer's Almanac says planting for me is April 15th. But if you're a bit north of me, then it's going to be May 1st. So the planting's going to be a little off depending on your geography. But in general, we call that May Day. So, like I said, good time for fertility, honoring the sun, the solar, the fire, because we can't have fertility without the male and the female. So it's a union of both. So you could see lots of symbols of yin and yang, or things that represent the duality, the balance, the male and the female. Another thing that happens on May Day is, so 2 times in the year, the veil thins and we have easier contact with the other world. So if you wanted to get in touch with your ancestors, send blessings, ask for help, that kind of thing, then now is a great time to do that. So what I'd like to know is, how are you going to celebrate? Now, if you have no idea, then I can tell you meditation is always good. Go within. It's like ding, 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 time to take a time out. That's kind of what, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. That's the day that you don't work. All work stops and you just contemplate your spirituality. So for us, meditation is always good. It's a time of manifesting, because it's not a new moon, but it's kind of like a new moon. It's time for thinking about what you want to bring into the world. So when you're jumping over those fires or just stepping over the fires, if you're not so agile, then you take your intention across to make sure that what you're planting bears fruit. So if you need a new job, you would like a partner, you would like a new home, you'd like to just get rid of some old baggage, you can leave it to the fire. Give it to the fire. Let's see, what else could you do? Planting. Yes, if you're in if you're in the right geographical zone, it's time to plant. So you can actually grow some things. And, as I said, you can always talk to your ancestors as well. So I'd love to hear about what your May Day plans are, what your traditions are. Do you have any special foods? Anything like that. If you've had any cool experiences on May Day, seen any ghosts, we can talk about that too. So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you're doing for May Day. Ciao.